Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. February 15th, 2025. Bale grazing, of course. It's about 38 degrees and raining. We had about a half inch of snow this morning. It's going to rain 44 degrees sometime in the middle of the night. And then by tomorrow midnight, it's supposed to be 22 degrees and 2 inches of snow. So, interesting times. I just pulled a picture, or pulled a camera, because I guess it's a heifer here, but we just got back from delivering our last set of beef for this, our last fall's calves, I guess. I try to have them all done before the next year, but I had 2 here in January, but so this group here will be this coming fall, July, August. I've got some dates, I got to get the rest of the dates, but as yesterday was Valentine's Day, we of course stayed home for Valentine's Day night, because you'll never have a worse meal than to go out and try to have a decent meal on Valentine's Day. It's always terrible. Mother's Day is the same way. And cooked steaks from a steer that we processed a couple weeks ago. I think I talked about it before, but I had a customer that doesn't really like steak, doesn't like ribeye steak, so I keep them and trade them back beef. And cooked one then, and I guess I told the story, but I'll tell it again. I unloaded those steers next to steers from the Medina County Fair, and come home feeling kind of bad for myself, because boy, those steers look like crap next to those big fat soggy steers from Medina County Fair, and thinking, man, I don't know whether we're doing the right thing here, whether we're getting them finished enough, what we're doing. Then the weights come back, and that steer weighed about 1,100 pounds, maybe a little under 1,100 live. So I was a little concerned, was he good enough? And we got those steaks back, so we went ahead and cooked one. And I'm not even embellishing when I say it was the best steak I've ever had, and I've had quite a few over my days. I've been to Fort Worth and several other places that you got to have a steak there, and that was the best. I guarantee it was the best steak I ever cooked. It was probably one of the top 10 I've ever had. I know I've never had a Wagyu, and I don't know that I want to, but it was that good. And this is a steer that I was concerned whether we were getting them done enough. And to talk about that, we just look for fat under the tail head, on their tail head. Look like they're carrying a beach ball in their brisket, which that calf right there has already got a beach ball in their brisket. So, and these ones still got ways to go. They got a lot of weight to put on yet, but we're going to be good come July and August to be able to process them. So, just goes to show you how much damn fat we throw away in this country on them big fat soggy steers that go into the thing. I mean, there's got to be hundreds of pounds of fat that just gets thrown away, and that's not efficient. I mean, we talk about making this world efficient. Feeding the steer out just because he's pretty, because he's big and fat and soggy, doesn't mean that's where he ought to be. We can get by just fine with a good ribeye with a steer that's not over finished, just finished. Cover his ribs, put some fat in his brisket, put some fat on his tail head. Once you do that, you're done. You don't need to go any bigger. You don't need to go any thicker or anything like that. We're going to throw all that steer away, so that's not worth it. In the grass system, we don't want to be that inefficient. I guess I turned on today too, also, just to, as I was picking up the camera, I think it was this big red steer up here on top of the hill was standing there in front of me, and in the wintertime it's hard to really kind of gauge finish, because they're so hairy, and the sheep are the same way. They're so hairy, it's hard to figure it out. But when we get a rain like this, you can come out and look at them and say, yeah, they're doing okay. They're not too thin, but they're growing. They're putting on weight through the winter, and why would they not? I mean, look at this stockpile they're on, and this is coming out of a drought. And then 2 bales, one of good hay and one of crap hay, and they get moved about every 5 days to new pasture. So just cool how bale grazing works, and keeps everything moving, and keeps a little bit of grass in their belly, and keeps them looking better. The cows look so much better because we're bale grazing. The field looks so much better. I mean, we just opened this strip up. I guess I'll turn around and show you, like out toward the road in them houses. We just came from from there, finish that strip and come this way, and really, yeah, there's hay scattered everywhere, but give that first month of grazing and there won't be any. It'll be growing really good stuff. I was just through a section yesterday that hasn't had cows on it since July, and I'd put Italian rye in there, and then with the weather we're having, it's all green, and it's not really growing, but it's all green, like a green carpet in there. So kind of cool to see how things go. And I hate that we're having rain and these cows are gonna have snow later, but it's nice to be able to check body condition quick on a bunch and know that what we're doing is right. I just don't know. There ain't no way I could ever go back to bale grazing. We're gonna get some cold here in the next couple of days, or go back to something other than bale grazing. We're gonna get some cold here in the next couple of days. We're moving these guys near the water so they don't freeze, and then it's gonna bounce back up again. But I mean, we really haven't had mud this winter as we normally would have, but it would have been muddy these last couple of days going to unroll hay, and that's something we don't have to worry about. So with that, I'll say we'll see you next time.